You may not be aware, but the fact is, when it comes to clinical research, it's all about real people helping to solve issues for real people. There is an international study now underway aimed at understanding Parkinson's disease. Here to tell us more about it is Dr. David Russell, Assistant Director of Research at the Institute for Neurodegenerative Disorders in New Haven, along with Michael Christie and Ed Valenti, who have already signed on to be part of this breakthrough research. Great to have you guys here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Let's start with you, Dr. Russell.
Okay.
A lot of people not quite sure what Parkinson's disease is. What is it?
Well, Parkinson's disease has two phases. One is the actual molecular process of the neurons dying that underlies the disease, but really it's the other side, which is what is its effect on people. That's the syndrome where people have tremor and stiffness and trouble with dexterity and movement.
All right. The study is called Parkinson Progressive Marker Initiative Study, or PPMI. Specifically, what are you investigating?
Well, this is an attempt to put those two parts together, where we are trying to look at the pieces, sort of the piece of the puzzle, what's the disease process, and put it together with what's happening with the real person, what's happening with the symptoms, and bridge the gaps. One of the important part are these markers, or these windows into the disease, where we look at an aspect of what's happening in the person and tie it together. That has led to some very important discoveries already.
We actually have a picture here of the imaging that you use. If we can take a look at this, to the right of us is a picture of.
So these are two pictures of a biomarker in the brain. This is looking at the dopamine neurons in the brain. And on the left is a scan of the head of a person who's healthy, who does not have Parkinson's disease. And on the right, we have a scan of from a person with Parkinson's disease. And you can see that there's less sort of pink and yellow there, and that's because those dopamine neurons are dying.
Well, Michael, you've already taken part in this. You decided to do this to figure out whether or not you had Parkinson's.
Yeah, I had some tremors in my hand, and after I spoke with my doctor, eventually I got referred to Dr. Russell, and you know, for me it was a matter of peace of mind. I wanted to know if I had it, because if I did, I wanted to know how I could better my quality of life. I have 4 children, and it was important to me to make sure that I could do something to make sure that I was going to prepare for myself in the future for my kids. So I wanted to get involved for that. That was one of the reasons I wanted to get involved.
So you got your peace of mind.
I did get my peace of mind, but then, you know, going forward, I wanted to make sure that if there was anything I could do, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's just something I felt was necessary to continue to do for me.
Very good. And Ed, you do have Parkinson's.
Yes, I do.
So you knew that going into the study?
I was pretty much hoping that I didn't, but I did know that I had Parkinson's, yes.
And so when they told you by going through this study that you did have Parkinson's, what did you want to do with that information?
Well, I wanted to help participate in a study to maybe someday find a cure or be able to better my life later on. But I'm just looking forward to helping somebody, Dr. Russell, in this study.
Now, there is no test per se right now, Dr. Russell, for Parkinson's. So is this the impact of this study, that this could be the test?
Well, we've always been saying there is no test for Parkinson's disease, but these tests like this scan are actually changing that and allowing us to come up with a test for Parkinson's disease, which is a very powerful and helpful tool, not only for the researchers, but for the patients and the doctors who are taking care of those patients.
Now, Michael, you actually had a scan done, and that was all you really needed to have done in this study.
Right, right. I went through, I was prepared to go all the way, because like Ed, I wanted to be able to try and find a cure if it was possible. But I was able to take the test, to take the scan, and found out through the scan that I wouldn't be a candidate for Parkinson's disease at this time.
But Ed, you obviously got a different result, and so what are you doing now? What part of the study are you in now?
Well, I've done this is my second study with Dr. Russell, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to come up with something to help me out as long as many other people. It's just something that I feel that I should do to participate and help out.
In this study, you're monitored quite closely, aren't you?
Oh, yes. I take a medication every day, and I'm going to see Dr. Russell quite frequently, and we're working on it.
Very good. And of course, we want more people to enroll in this study, which is funded by the Michael J. Fox Foundation. As we all know, Michael J. Fox is an actor who has Parkinson's.
Yes, he does.
And again, the study is already underway. For more information, you can log on to the website, which is, what is that website, Dr. Russell?
So you can get on our website, which is INDD.org, or you could go through the Michael J. Fox Foundation website, or call our 800 number.
And that 800 line is right there, 800-401-6067. Thank you all for being here.